Fox News hosts Martha McCallum and Stuart Varney were outraged today over the idea of paid sick days.
That would give federal workers at least 6 weeks of paid family leave after a baby is born. At the same time, he's also calling on Congress to pass a bill that would increase the number of paid sick days. So who pays for this extra time off? I'll give you 3 guesses on that one. Stuart Varney is host of Varney & Company on the Fox Business Network. So who pays for the paid sick days for folks?
The taxpayer or the employer? In the case of the extra 6 weeks of parental leave for federal workers, that will be the taxpayer. Federal workers employed by the federal government, funded by the federal taxpayer, the taxpayer pays. In the case of the extra 1 week of guaranteed paid sick leave for all workers, that will be paid by the employer.
For federal workers?
No, for all workers.
So they're going to enforce this on private companies, that they have to give a week's worth of paid sick days.
The president wants to pass a bill in Congress, which has already been presented to Congress many times, that will give all workers 1 week of paid sick leave, guaranteed.
So what happens at the end of the year if you don't use your sick days? They give you a check?
I believe that is the case. And of course, at the end of the year, if you've not used your sick days, well, then, of course, you will.
What happens if you're really sick and you really can't come to work? You don't come to work.
Well, then you're...
And then if you're not really sick, then you don't get any sick days.
You're getting mixed up with ethics here.
You just thank your lucky stars that you're not really sick and you show up at work.
Martha.
How about that idea?
This has got nothing to do with ethics. This is all about politics. The president is lining up all these giveaways, which he knows will not get through Congress.
Right.
He knows the Republicans will say, no, we're not going to do that. He knows that will make them look bad. He looks good. He wins politically, even though he doesn't get the measures that he actually wanted. But he wins politically. Again, that's the theory.
Because those big, bad Republicans who don't want to give anything to anybody for free will say no to all this.
That's right. That's right. How do they say this stuff mockingly? Like, the Republicans will look bad because they're blocking this bill to give people some paid sick days. It's outrageous what the Democrats are doing. No, it's outrageous what the Republicans are doing. You just said it. You just said how they're going to block paid sick days. 1 week of paid sick days. 1 week. Like, oh, goddamn Democrats. It's outrageous. They want to do stuff that helps people. We're against that. Well, thank you for fucking admitting it. No, but it's like they're just a different kind of human being, right? Isn't it? Like, any reasonable person hears that and they're like, yeah, that's a perfectly reasonable piece of legislation. But conservatives, especially the people on Fox News, they're like, I'm outraged that you might treat people decently and not make them work every single day, even when they're sick. They bring up the fact that taxpayers and employers will fund this as if it's like outrageous. Well, who the fuck do you want to pay for it? This is how it works in every single country, every single modern nation. Look, I've showed this chart before, but show it again. I never get tired of showing this chart. Paid time off by law. The U.S. has 0. Every modern industrial nation has a lot. How sad is that? How sad is that? But Fox News is outraged that we're not joining the rest of the civilized world. And by the way, the idea that like, oh, the taxpayers are paying, that's so unreasonable. No, you know what that also means? It means that you're paying. If you're working a job and you pay your taxes, that means you are paying, and some of that tax money is going towards when you get sick, you get a day off. Like, the idea, the conservative mind says, here's how government works. Pay them the taxes, and then it's just to appease them. It's to say, here, take my money, but then just leave me the fuck alone. Whereas, again, progressives and sane people go, all right, look, you represent me. Do you understand that, government? That's your job. That's what you're there for. So what's going to happen if I give you this tax money? Here's what you're going to do for me. Here's a list of shit that I put together. You're going to do all this for me because that's how this works. Do you not understand that? I'm not paying you to appease you. I'm paying you and you're going to give me stuff in return, whether it's universal health care, universal education, roads, bridges, protection, cops, all stuff like that. How about some paid sick days? That's perfectly reasonable. They mentioned the word ethics. They're like, you're talking about ethics. So it's ethical to say to people, you should have no paid sick days. That's ethical? To me, it's the exact opposite. To me, you can't have a conversation about ethics or morality or anything like that until you have a conversation about a system that's not exploitative. And that's what this system is. Make no mistake about it.